Hey guys, I'm back at Kloppys Custom Painting in Bethel, Pennsylvania, and the truck we're going to look at that he just started taking apart, I actually have a kind of a connection to this truck going back to around 1992. So back then, through Steve Bratton, I met Tommy Reed, who owns this truck, and met him at a truck show in Bedford, Pennsylvania. And after talking to Tommy and getting to know him, he had asked me to come to his shop, farm in Huntington, Pennsylvania, which I did, and got to check out all his stuff. While I was there, he asked me what I wanted to do, if I wanted to drive a truck. I said, yeah, but I've never even ridden in one. So right then and there, he took me, he had a little window Pete, he put me in that and had me driving it, and I'll bring him in a minute and he can kind of tell you his backstory with this truck. But Jeff Long actually was teaching me to drive a truck, to shift it, and him and Tommy both did. So it's pretty cool. This truck that we're looking at today, it's pretty much a time capsule. Tommy kind of parked it and left it alone for a lot of years. And he's kind of going to make it a little more modern. I'm kind of on the fence on whether I think that's a good idea or not, but we'll see. We'll see how it comes out. Sorry, Tommy, if you're watching this. But yeah, let me get Jeff in here and we'll kind of do some history and talk about this truck back in '92 and just hanging out at Tommy's place. Okay, so now I got Jeff Long here, and so I'd seen this truck first in Bedford, and after getting to know him and Steve Bratton I had already known. Like how long did he use this truck? Do you know?
Oh, we bought it new. I remember coming home and starting to drill all the holes and everything, and it's a time capsule, and that's the, you know, we all have unique feelings about what's going to happen to it, but I'm kind of excited to see it done with Kloppy's touch to it, what we're going to do to it here. So like I said, this thing it's sat quite a bit. You know, Tom does other things, and it's just more of a when he can get out and use it, and that's what he uses it for now.
Okay, yeah, I know I've got pictures of it that I'll put up here from Bedford, from Englishtown. I got really good pictures of it up at Englishtown. Actually, I learned a little bit of doing my night photography on this truck up in Englishtown. It's just, I mean, to me, I don't know, I've got such a connection with this truck because it was the coolest of the cool back in the early 90s.
Well, and the same as you, where you learned to drive, like I said, I mean, that's the same road and the same truck that I drove,
so cool.
Learned to shift in and back trailers. And, you know, like I said, I've been around this truck since it was brand new.
What year is it?
91.
It's a 91, okay.
Yep.
So yeah, so it was brand new when I saw it then. That probably was 91 when I was up at Bedford.
Yeah, I think it was the first year. And
okay.
So, good times though. I remember that day well.
I'll definitely never forget it. And then coming up to Tommy's and driving the truck, and man, it was just, you know, one of those experiences I'll definitely never forget.
Well, this is pretty cool that we're kind of capturing all this and seeing it through to its completion.
Yeah. Well, thank you.
All right.
And
thank you.
We'll be following along with this build, and I'll probably be proven wrong. It'll probably be really cool, but
it's going to be bad.
I just got an emotional connection to it.
It's gonna have its unique '90s flair to it still, just a little longer, a little lower, a little more attitude. That's all.
Well,
it's gonna be good.
Yeah.
All right.
Thanks.
Nice, Steve.
Okay, I'm here with Rick, and he is going to go over the plans for this truck, and I'll let him do all that, and we'll kind of show you what he's going to be working on.
All right. So what we're going to do on Tommy's truck, like they said, is a time capsule. This thing is the sweetest old truck that I've ever taken apart and worked on. As you can see here, we had the front axle out, and what we're going to do is we're going to put a new car carrier front axle under it, airbagged, low. paint everything up. As you see, the motor's all aluminum foiled and taped up. We're going to first freshen up the motor to get all that done and everything nice and cat yellow again. Then we're gonna repaint the rails. I'm gonna paint the axle. I'm gonna paint every part and component of this separate and then put it together so it'll be the nicest of nice. We're actually gonna, because everything is so original, we're gonna clear coat the sides of the radiator to keep all the decals, and on the other side the factory markings, but freshen it up and put it all together. This thing is just super clean, super sweet, and gonna be a beautiful truck. So we'll go around this side here and look at it. You can see a little bit more how original this truck is, original markings on it, everything super clean, super nice. When I took the front axle out from under this truck, I took it apart by hand. Believe that or not, everything was so well maintained and taken care of. When we took the hangers off, no tools. After I took the bolts out, the hangers just came apart by hand, and beautiful. You don't see new trucks come apart like that, let alone in 1991. So coming back through, we're gonna lower the front end, we're gonna stretch this truck, but as this truck is a time capsule and so old school, you gotta check this out. Look at the interior in this truck, and you're not old school till you got your cell phone, which back in the day they were called car phones, in the truck. So any of you guys that are building an old school type truck, you need to find yourself a phone to put on the dash, or you're not old school. So what we're gonna do here is, Tom has had a dream for this truck since it was brand new, to stretch it out to 310. So he originally was talking we were going to put new rails in it, but as you can see, this truck is so nice, it does not need new rails all the way up through. There is no rust on this truck. When I took the cross members out of it, I could not believe how it came apart and how nice it was. So what we did, we ordered some rails from PG Adams up in Vermont, and we're cutting it off right here, and we're gonna put a 4-foot sleeve inside between two cross members, and we're gonna stretch this girl out to 310 inches. Wow. And so it'll be all new. He wants to put a modern low leaf behind it for ride. And so we bought a cutoff just for the axles and all the components to go with it. So we're gonna stretch it out to 310 and put her back together, all new painted, sandblast everything, double coat epoxy, paint, assemble, and then do final paint and clear coat. So this girl lives in a climate control garage now and comes out 4 times a year, and she will spend the rest of her life being long and low. When we do the suspension, we're actually lowering this truck 2 inches in the ride. We are gonna move the spring hangers up from where they would be factory to up to here, so when the whole truck drops the air, it is in the weeds. Not only is the bumper gonna be sitting on the ground, the truck is gonna have a frame rail height, you know, somewhere in here. We're gonna put a fixed 5th wheel on it because this truck has a matching trailer of, I think, 1 year difference than what the truck is.
It's unreal.
And that trailer is unreal itself. So it only pulls one trailer and goes, so we're gonna put a fixed 5th wheel on it. And a couple little things, new deck plate down inside the frame, custom painted up and nice, but for a 1991 truck, this thing is an absolute gem.
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah.
I'm I'm cautiously optimistic. I did not know that Tommy always wanted the truck to be 310, so, you know, that's cool. That makes sense then. But yeah, it's going to be very cool. We're going to follow along with the whole build and then reveal it. I believe the plan is to debut it at the ATHS national event in York, Pennsylvania.
Yep.
So if you want to see it when it's done, that's where it's going to be.
Yeah, that's our goal. That's our plan, to get it all stretched, built, painted, back together, and make its debut down in York.
It's going to be cool. Very cool. So, well, is there anything else?
No, not for this time. I think we got everything.
Okay.
All the parts and pieces as I do this, as you've shown before. Everything's blasted individually, as in cross members, pre-primer, pre-painted, pre-assembled, and then final paint, final clear coat, and that's what we do.
Cool. All right. Well, once again, thanks for letting me follow along with one of these builds, especially this one that I do have a connection to.
Yeah,
somewhat.
when you said you knew the truck when we were talking about it, that it made sense, since you know this truck since you were young and started out with pictures of this truck, to follow it through its next step of getting fixed up.
Yeah, absolutely.
All right.
Thank you again.
Yep.